Hey guys, Zay here, bringing you a brand new video. I'm doing my last deck profile. The past couple days I've been showing off my other deck profiles for the new ban list that we finally got, which is awesome. And much like my Six Samurai deck, this deck hasn't changed a whole lot, at least in my opinion. I'll explain why this card's here. You'll see in the deck. uh, this deck's more of a fun deck. It's not super competitive. Unless you go to maybe like a local. It's kind of just fun to play. I can really control duels with this. I can really hurt people. And it's actually a really, really great and really fun deck. So, without further ado, let's get started. The main searcher of the deck, we have 3 Ghostrick Janishis. This is literally the main searcher. It's a wonderful card. You need 3 of this one. Some people run 2 of this anymore, but I still like to run 3 Ghostrick Spectre because if one of your monsters dies, you can just special summon this. It gets you a monster on the field plus a card in your hand, so it can help rifle through your deck to get some of the good stuff and protect you, so that's why I really like this card. 3 Ghostrick Skeletons. For the mill, this can really hurt your opponent. You can, I think it's 12 cards per turn if you have all 3 of these plus 2 others on the field. You can hurt your opponent by milling 12 cards off the top of their deck, face down, banished, and they'll never know what they are either. And that's why it's a great card. When this card first came out, I thought it was just a great big gimmick, I guess. And the gimmick was really just because I didn't think it would be really worthwhile, but actually, now that I've actually given it a shot, this is probably one of my favorite Ghostrick cards in the deck. So, 3 of these, it's awesome. Next up, we have 3 Ghostrick Lanterns. This helps protect your stuff, protect your life points, and it's just a great card overall. I prefer this over the Jack Frost, and I'll show you why in a bit. 2 Ghostrick Dolls. Some people run only 1 of this or none at all. Because there is a lot of Ghostricks. You can play this deck in a lot of different ways. I just want to mention that now before we get too much further. There's a lot of ways to build a Ghostrick deck. And that's the beauty of Ghostricks, and that's why I love them so much. And this is my take. And Ghostrick Doll is probably my favorite Ghostrick. And I really like using this card. It really trolls. It really hurts your opponent, especially if you have something like Swords of Concealing Light already in play, and they summon something next turn. They can't flip their cards over. There's a lot of ways you can use this card, and it helps you get monsters into play as well, so that's why I really like this card. 2, Ghostrick Mary. The other version of Ghostrick Doll. Some people like to run 1 of this as well, some people like to run 3 of it. And some people don't even run it at all. Because the big thing about it is you have to lose life points before you can discard her and get your special summon. But the beauty of it is you can get any of your Ghostricks from the deck and special summon face down defense, which is a great thing to have. So I like to run 2. It's kind of a backup plan thing, but it also helps me get into rank 1s if I can't use her. 1 Ghostrick Jack Frost. I only run 1 because even though it's a good card, they have to attack you directly to get its effect off. Unlike Lantern, who if your opponent attacks Ghostrick or your life points, you can protect yourself. So in theory, you'd think Ghostrick Jack Frost is better, but in all reality, Lantern's the one you probably want to go for. 1 Ghostrick Nika Musume. I really like this card because it goes extremely well with Ghostrick Knight. And it can really stop your opponents from doing much of anything if their deck comprises mostly of level 4 monsters. The last monster, there's a lot of monsters in my build. Most builds do actually have a lot of Ghostrick monsters in the deck. My last one is 1 Ghostrick Stein. Sometimes people like to run 2. I like to run 1, mostly because I have to make room for other cards, but still a great card. I think it's about the strongest base attack for any of the Ghostricks without exceeding. And it helps you get through your spells as well, and I really like using it. And it's also another level 3 to get into a rank 3 Exceed, so I run 1 of him. I don't use Yuki Onna. I can see why people like using Yuki Onna because it is a great card, but I have no room for her in my build, unfortunately. And there's a few other Ghostricks that are still really great cards, but this is just my build, and you can build it however you want. But I hope still this my build helps. So, okay, let's go for the spells. I have 2 Mansion and 1 Parade. Um, this is something I'm still trying to debate on. If I want to run 3 Ghostrick Mansions, because Mansion's vastly better. But early in the game, if you have Ghostrick Parade, you can't do damage to your opponent. But when they damage you, you're allowed to get any of your Ghostrick cards. That can be a monster spell or trap. And that could be really helpful, but it's also really risky, and you really want it really early on in the game to use it, because if you draw it late game, it's pretty much a dead draw. And that's my concern with Parade at the moment. But Mansion's definitely better. But if you can either do 2 and 1 or 3 Mansions, and I think that they would be good either way. Just keep what I said in mind. 2 Mask Change 2, which explains why I have a Masked Hero Darklaw, as you saw earlier. Mask Change 2, it's helpful because it helps you get a pretty good beat stick for it works really well in this deck, because you always have a card in your hand and all the monsters are dark, and getting Darklaw gives you a 24 beat stick with a really good effect. So if you wanna try it, go right ahead. But a lot of people don't use that technique for their deck, but I actually really like enjoying doing it. So that's that. 2 Swords of Revealing Light. You need to at least have 2 or 3 of these in your deck. I'd like to have 3, but I just can't figure out what I want to take out from my deck to make room for a 3rd one. But you need Swords of Concealing Light, so it flips your opponent's monsters face down defense, and that's one of the main things this deck does. So I have 2. You can run 3 because it's just a great card. 1 Allure of Darkness to help you draw a little bit of draw power in the deck. 1 Book of Moon, because again, you want to flip your opponent's monsters face down defense, and this is a great card to use. And Raigeki, because Raigeki is Raigeki. That's it for the spell cards. And let's get to the traps. I should warn you that there's not a lot of staple traps for most decks. I use a lot of Ghostrick traps because they all really help and they all really work, and they're all really great. The best one to me is Ghostrick Scare. Some people run 1 of these, some people run 2, but I like to run 3 because it's a great card, it's a great defense, and especially if you pair it with a Ghostrick Doll, it can be like a really great combo sometimes. At least with that combo, but it's still a great card. 2 Ghostrick Break, this is one of the newer ones, and this really helps you get some Ghostricks and some defense, can get your combos off. What it does is if one of your Ghostricks die by battle, I believe, might be by effect, I can't remember, I apologize. You get 2 Ghostricks from your graveyard with different names than the one that was destroyed, and put them in face-down defense, which is a great card, especially for a late game. 1 Ghostrick Go Round, because this is basically an infinite version of Ghostrick Scare. The Ghostrick Scare I still prefer over the Ghostrick Go Round because they know it's coming. Ghostrick Scare, you don't know it's coming because they'll be face up. Because it continues. 1 Ghostrick Vanish, because it's a really good card. It can protect you from your opponent's spells and traps. Ghostrick Knight to get all your opponent's monsters stuck, which can be devastating. That's it for my Ghostrick traps. I run 2 Needle Sealing because this is about the only deck that I know of that can really utilize Needle Sealing like no other. So 2 of those because it's a great card. 1 Crush Card Virus because it's Crush Card Virus, and if it's legal, this is the perfect deck to use it for. So that's it for the main deck. You can pretty much build Ghostricks however you want because there's so many ways of doing it. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but this is my build, and I'm hoping that this is all helping you guys with your Ghostrick build. And I'm open to suggestions to help my build as well. So I run 2 of the Darklaws, just like I run 2 of the Mask Changes. Triple Ghostrick Dullahan. This card is super underrated. It can half your opponent's monster's attack in half. and he gains 200 for each of your ghost tricks. So if he was on the field alone, he could kill anything that had under 2400 attack, which is great. And he's splashable. I run one Ghostrick So Cute boss. She is not splashable. There's not a lot of level 2s in my deck, so I don't get her out that often, but I really want her in the deck because she has a wonderful great effect. And it also helps me getting out the Mischief Angel, which you'll see soon. We have 2 Ghostrick Alucards, because it's Ghostrick Alucard, and it's still a great, wonderful, awesome card, and I really like this card. 1 Astrodome of Destruction, just in case you really need to get over something or need that attack, or even the defense for a turn. This is a great card to go into. 1 number 47 Nightmare Shark to help to pick off your opponent's life points. If you can only go into rank 3, you use up your Alucards, you can't do much of anything else. This card could be really helpful in a sticky situation. The main card of the deck to me is Mischief Angel. She's a win condition sometimes, but I don't really use the automatic win effect. I like using her for her search effect. I think that's where she should be utilized the most, because it's too hard to get 10 cards, especially with this build. There are different builds where you can get that easier, but for my build, she's mainly in the deck for her attack, because she has 2000 attack, which is higher than any of the Ghost Tricks. And another great thing about her is her searchability for the Ghost Trick spell and traps, so you can keep your combos rolling, keep yourself protected. I like that card. And if you don't want to go into her, sometimes you can even go into Downer Magician. And 2 Downer Magicians, because it's a great card. Sometimes it might be the better option to go into, even. But most of the time you're going to want to go into Ghostrick Mischief Angel, but sometimes you can't even go into it because maybe you used up all 3. You never actually run into that situation several times. So Downer Magician has saved my butt in that aspect. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you, give you some ideas for your Ghostrick deck. I'm open to suggestions as well. If you like my videos, subscribe. I do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I've been doing Destiny videos for the PlayStation 4 as of late. And if you like that kind of stuff, come on and subscribe. Welcome you with open arms. So. Alright, again guys, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.